Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. It's a strange time. Right now, I keep seeing everyone saying online that there's this chaotic energy and that they feel things coming, and I haven't been experiencing that, but then again, there's a lot going on in my life that is changing. As you all know, I'm moving house, not just the camera. But it doesn't feel particularly weird to me. I imagine it doesn't to you either, as this is a different perspective that we come to here. It's kind of like when you see something a lot growing up and it's native to where you're from, and then it becomes more popular in other parts of the world where you travel to, and everyone thinks it's really unique or unusual, but it's common to you because you always saw it. Or if you live in a touristy area and there's an attraction that you see all the time and everyone comes and oohs and ahs because it's so unusual, but to you it's normal. I pulled 3 cards. The one that sticks out is the 4 of Cups here. You're tired of the cycles. The vulture makes, and the skull on the tree makes me think that it's about the cycles of your life and the newness that doesn't feel new. It just feels like another thing that you've been through already and don't feel like going through again. I've got the Ace of Wands, the 3-headed staff, and the Magician. There's something that you've been manifesting lately that's coming through, but that you don't want to have to deal with, which is always an interesting place to be, because sometimes our manifestations take a while. If you look here on the tree, you'll see these leaves. I've only got about 2 left. Seems to be withered, so they're from the fall, they're falling off. But then here, there are a bunch of the same kind of leaves on this staff. And the kingdom has gotten closer. You can see it in the background here, the castle, and then the castle as we move forward. And then the Magician, he's in the garden of the castle. He's made it in, and he's looking back out on the water. It's kind of like by the time that you get where you've been wanting to be, you don't want to be there anymore. It's like when you're young and full of purpose and you know that you're here for a reason, you always want to do it now. Like, I have all this motivation, I'm ready to do this, but there's all this stuff that you have to learn and these things you have to go through, and they wear you down. And by the time you're actually to the point where you're meant to be doing the thing that you're here for, you don't want to do it anymore. You're tired, you don't have the energy, and you just want to be done. Like, I've been through so much, I can't help you anymore. It was always strange to me when I saw those big adventure movies growing up, and there'd be an older wise person or someone that they went to for wisdom and assistance, and the person never wanted to go on the journey with them. They're like, no, I'm too old for that. I can't do that anymore. I did when I was younger, and I was here and I was ready for it, but now you guys have to go. And I never understood, because it seemed like so much fun to go on the journey and to finally get what you're waiting for. But now I understand that if you've been waiting for so long, that you give up and you get tired and you get disillusioned with your own purpose. And that's what this is showing to me. There's no advice yet. I'll get a different deck for that. But they're saying, sometimes tarot mirrors back to you and it confirms, yes, this is what is happening. That is what you are seeing. Yes, that is the situation. And oftentimes when they do that, what they mean is that it's up to you where to go from there. I've seen too many people take to the tarot to subvert their own free will and to get advice for something that they have to choose themselves. And when it is your journey, it's always your choice. It's always up to you. It's always your free will. And it's your decision how to go about the thing. Because even if you've agreed, let's say you've agreed to build a house, and that's your life mission, you get to choose what materials to use and what's available to you and how to source them. And you get to choose what the house looks like and what time frame you build it on. And there will be external factors that play into that. And there will be guidance and help with resources that appear. But it's always up to you how and when and with what process to do it. I got called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. There is, of course, a doorway. There's always a doorway. And the blue flame. Spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. There's a person coming through here. There is help coming. There's some connection that you're moving into that will clarify for you. This is a soul connection with someone that you've known before. And in a way, you'll recognize them. This person is blue, but there's a shadow of red behind them. And the blue is connected to the higher realm. You see the dot above the head. There's a meme that I saw recently many times, right? These two little monsters. And they're holding up these big masks. And they're looking for someone who looks like them. And they look like each other, but their masks don't look like each other. So they pass each other by. And they're saying, you will recognize this person's soul, not their body, because that's different from what you know. And you should be very careful not to go by the way people look externally altogether. There are clues externally, and there are things that you will recognize about them, like their eyes, I'm getting, and the way that they move their hands. However, you will recognize their base element, the red, who they are as a person. You will feel them, and you will recognize that this is a soul. It's a sense of knowing someone from before, but understanding that you've never actually met because you've never been in the same place and that you don't know them. But it's a very strong sense of knowing someone. And the more you spend time with them and the more you see them, the more you know that you have lived with them before in a life. And that's the gift they're giving to you, this revitalization, they're saying, of your old purpose. Because what will drive you is the water, they're saying. I'm drawn to the clouds and these pictures sitting here. There are certain emotions that motivate. Love motivates, excitement motivates, anger motivates. And they're saying the gift now is excitement. You will feel rejuvenated when you start seeing the things click into place, like the people coming. The way that you feel right in this moment is not the way it's meant to be forever. You're in a malaise right now as things coalesce, they're saying. It's like mud. This chaos everyone's feeling is energetic mud, because everything's kind of coming down. And they're showing me baking, where you have to knead the dough and you put everything in together and it just all clumps in. And I'm seeing the flour, and then you add water and it mixes together, and it's not what you recognize yet because you have to stir it and knead it and let it sit. And until it comes out of the oven, you won't know that it's bread. But that's what's happening right now. This is the baking process. This is the kneading process. Because all of this energy is coming into the world right now for the machinations that are happening and all of the shifts that are happening. The energy always comes in for the shift. It's like you need the power You need the battery to be charged. You need the gas in the car. It all needs to be there first before the trip can happen. And you have to pack the car first. It's the same energetically when there are big shifts coming in the universe and in the world. The energy to make those shifts has to come in first. And Mercury retrograde is significant. My ring light won't work today. And the air conditioning is constantly on, which is why I have these. And there's something about the technology that they want you to pay attention to. Because normally you don't have these problems, but you'll see it and you'll know that this is them telling you that this time is different. And that's what they want you to pay attention to. That this time is different. That this alignment is different. And that this is the time when all of the energy is coming in to be made into new. I'm getting like terracotta warrior kind of thing. Like they're shaping soldiers for the chessboard that I've talked about before. It's always interesting to me when the metaphors that come in repeat themselves. Kind of like a holistic, long-term. There's something about the hips they want me to tell you. You see the pelvis is here and the hips. This is where your root chakra is. You sit on it. This is your base needs. And the skirt of the magician is red. They want you to pay attention to your baser needs right now. Because you're too much in your head. You're spending too much time worrying about things, wondering how things are going to go, planning it out. But you can't plan right now because the trip hasn't started. You don't know where you're going yet. You just know that everyone's showing up to go. So they want you to focus in on what you need for yourself to be the healthiest, rested, well-fed, ready individual when the time comes for you to move. And I know a lot of you are chomping at the bit, and I know a lot of you have all of this wisdom. The owl is the divine wisdom from long ago. This is the lemniscate for the magician. It looks like a bow. You're getting all these downloads now, and you don't realize it, but it's extremely exhausting to you physically. If you feel very tired lately, it's because of all the energy coming in, all of the knowledge coming in that you are going to utilize when this trip starts. And you have to give yourself time for that, and you have to give yourself space for that, because when your body is exhausted, your emotions have nowhere to express themselves, and you'll become short-tempered, you'll cry easily, you'll need more sleep. Just like any other stress on you when these downloads come in. It's important for you to know that's what's happening and to pay attention to the stillness behind you in the water. The water is always what you need to pay attention to. What does your body need? What do you need to do for yourself to make it easier to receive these downloads and to get ready? You don't have to do anything physically yet. You just have to take care of yourself. And know that as much of a malaise as it feels, the more you tap into this and the more you accept the flow, because you're already there, you're ahead of the game, you're already waiting. I went tubing a long time ago, and it's kind of like you're sitting in the tube on the water already, and everyone else is still showing up and getting their tubes out and getting in the water, but you're ready. So you just have to settle in and be comfortable there. You don't have to do anything to get there because you are here already. But you have to wait and be comfortable and okay while you wait until everything goes forward and moves. But it's a flow because you're in the water. So you just need to relax into it. If you stress yourself out, if you try to stand up and walk around or go back and help people, you're going to wear yourself out and you're not going to be in the right place when the time comes. So you need to be where you are, and you need to be okay with that. You've done the work already. You don't need to do more. Do not exhaust yourself to help other people. This is not the time to be putting your hand out for other people. They need to catch up and get in with you, and you need to let it flow, because you have a lot you're going to be doing with your energy, and you need to conserve it and be rested for that in the future. once things start flowing. Make sure to pay attention to enjoyment. Make sure to pay attention to things that feel good. Do things that feel good, do things that you enjoy. This will be a lot easier for you and less strenuous if you enjoy the process. Because if you're fighting it the whole time, that's going to be hard for no reason. Because it's meant to be easy for you. I'm going to stop it there. I think that was the end of the transmission. I'll see you guys soon. I love you.